Shalom, welcome to the Jewish View. My name is Rabbi Nachman Simon with the Chabad House of Dalmar, and together with Mark Ronich,
your co-host.
And
I just got back from KosherFest.
I thought actually, Mark, you were bringing us to a bar mitzvah.
Well, it could be.
Turning into a caterer, maybe.
That could work. But we have a lot of food here from KosherFest, and I just want to, and we have a short amount of time, so I kind of want to go through all the different products that I found at KosherFest, and there was really so much more than this, but this is just a sampling. And one of the, I got to start off by telling you that the barbecue pulled beef brisket is the winner of the best product of KosherFest.
There you go.
This was the, and I didn't have,
Show some of the
I didn't have samples of the pulled beef, but I tasted samples. It was delicious. But these are some of the other products that Jack's makes. And the very, if you have a spicy palate, this is something that you might want to consider
It's a very
ordering.
specialized hot dogs.
Yeah, they're very, and it says cured beef sausage, but obviously, then when they asked me, well, doesn't this taste like sausage? I said, well, you're just tricking me because I don't know what sausage tastes like. So, I wouldn't know if it tastes like it or not, but, then you got the cured bratwurst also. And so there's some of the products that Jack's has, and, they're very popular at the show, and they're into everything culinary. The Jack Silberstein, the owner, does everything top-notch and is very focused on his customers and making the best food.
Well, I was at KosherFest last year. Were they're growing? Do they know that?
Yeah, they're growing. In fact, that the pulled beef was something that they just created this year. So
they're doing actually more and more. All right, so it's excellent.
And everyone knows brisket, so when they put brisket on there, that's the first thing that people say.
Everybody's gonna eat that.
I love
Well,
brisket.
the kosher market is growing. How many years have you been at KosherFest?
4
And you
years.
see that it's been growing with products and participation?
I see that there's products from, let's say, this year that were there last year that weren't there this year. And, there's some carryovers like Manischewitz and Kedem, and, there's some staples.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of these mom and pop kosher businesses go for 1 year, and then they skip a year or two, and then they come back. It's very expensive to have a booth at KosherFest.
Oh, really?
And so a lot of these places, they team up with another company and they split a booth. So you got a smaller booth and then a smaller booth, and you get all these combinations. So the people who run KosherFest are very flexible in terms of
joining your people together.
Yeah, in terms of bringing people together, but it's to make it affordable for the vendors, and it's a business-to-business trade show.
It's not for the person in the street.
It really isn't. It's really, but people sneak in on the street because there's all this good food. And I wanted to show you, we make honey locally here. Rabbi Labor over in Troy.
Well, it's not a major production like
but this one is raw honey. This is really raw honey. If you have a sweet tooth,
that's really
this is it. But, this is not.
Where did they make this?
And this is Ruban Foods.
They say on the back, though, Mark. Product of the Ukraine.
Ukraine?
Yeah, bees in the Ukraine. All right. They haven't been destroyed from the Chernobyl.
Hopefully, at some point, we'll have raw honey from Troy.
Yeah.
So that's the raw honey label, and then you got
kosher label. Well, I just want to explain to our viewers, say, well, what's about kosher? On one hand, a bee, you can't eat bees. And on the other hand, that the honey is kosher, but you don't want to have pieces of bee in your honey if it's that raw. So that's why they want to be sure it has a kosher.
Bee, the animal, the insect is not kosher.
Correct.
You cannot eat a bee. I mean, if you could eat, even if you could, you don't. It's not a kosher
Yeah, so that you don't want to have particles of bee
Right.
in your honey.
Right.
So
you gotta
that's
be
why you have
careful.
to be careful about being sure that it's kosher.
And now, I talk about, let's see, what's the sugar content in here? Must be, it's 16 grams of sugar and 17 grams of carbohydrates. So most of the carbohydrates come from the sugars in here. And here you have one that says no added sugar. They're trying to be healthful. It's natural date syrup, but why don't you?
Silan Tavia, that's natural. Tava means natural. So
Uh-huh.
the point
So
is just that kosher, I mean, obviously sugar is kosher and salt is kosher, but then there are health issues with your modern consumer. So that's not a matter of kosher, but people are concerned not only with the kosher, they want to be healthy.
So we have this product here that's also that's more healthy. And then we have these fig preserves from Aunt Berta's, that's O-U-P.
Where are they making this
So is this
O-U-P
P for Passover or P for Parav?
That's a capital P, so it's probably for Pesach.
Okay.
And I don't know where they're making this. This is the United States, but that's what I'm saying. Some of these foods that we're going to see, we already saw honey from the Ukraine, and obviously we're going to see a lot of things from Israel.
Right, hopefully we can get a close-up of these two products here.
These natural.
Yeah. So that's these are new from this year's KosherFest. And then, what else? Let's see.
Do we have enough here, Mark, to...
I know. So of course,
Start a whole
you
bar
have, like you're
mitzvah.
saying, you have the staples, like rugelach and babka cake, and you have the traditional sterns, the mainstays of the kosher community. And so all the sweetness comes from there. But now you also have this blue bonnet, has chewable vitamin D and other types of vitamins that they are marketing for the kosher community. Now, why do vitamins have to be kosher?
Well, there is some glycerin. I mean, if it's a matter of health and people need real medicine, then of course you take whatever you need. But if it is all possible to make it kosher, then obviously it's better to make it kosher. So therefore, they throw in glycerin which is a pig product. And,
okay, that's what I wanted to
yeah,
say.
that's what
Okay,
they have to be careful on. But
I
again,
see.
I want to tell people that if it's real medicine and they need to take it in pharmacy, then you really
So
obviously be healthy.
So is glycerin's a pig product, and
Yeah,
that's
for the
why
most part.
said they put that in Jello.
That's it.
Also,
That's why you have to be
so that's
careful
why you have to
about
be careful. And this is manna, food for life. It's coconut sugar, organic coconut sugar.
Well, the manna, it's a play on words
Yeah.
because the manna is the manna from in the desert. The Jewish people
Right.
had this kind of a
So-
food. You can't even explain it, but they
Maybe we can
because it
get a
has any
close-up
taste.
of what this. Yeah, there we go.
The manna. So it's like a play on words. Obviously, there's not manna. Obviously,
Or
from
manna.
the desert, manna.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah,
still, it's sweet and
very sweet. Yes,
that's
And
very good.
in fact, but it has a lot of other. It has 40% calcium, 9% magnesium. It's got a lot of
Healthy things.
vitamin E, and 10% of its iron, and total carbohydrates 92 grams, 31%. So it's very high in sodium. Sodium's 165 milligrams, and the sugars are 91 grams. So if you're diabetic, don't eat this.
All right.
Okay.
Well, again, I mean, Mark's pointing out. I mean, kosher doesn't mean it doesn't have any sugar or salt in it. Chicken schmaltz, chicken fat is obviously not your fat-reducing
Now,
food.
Do you know what tegelach is?
I mean, they're just these little, not candies. They're half candies and half. You're going to try one over
Well,
here?
do you want to try one?
I don't know.
No?
You know I'm on a diet too over
Okay.
here.
Well, if you want to, it's what is it? Star? Is that the symbol there? The star?
Star K is from Baltimore. Yeah, there's
Okay, so-
actually there's a number about over 1,000 kosher supervisors in the United States and Canada. I think all over the world. That's a lot, and there's 3-4 major ones. The Star K, if you can,
Yeah.
you can really see it on the
Over there.
TV. That is one of the major ones. There's 4 or 5 major ones, but you have to know who's behind the kosher symbol.
So this is a symbol you would
Yeah, start
abide
getting very
by?
good.
Okay, so, no?
Not
Okay,
right now.
fine.
I'm on a diet.
No? So I can tell
Kosher
you,
diet.
it's a very sweet product, that's
Yeah.
for sure. It's very sweet. It's a lot of sugar. Then they also have things for the holidays. They're Home and Tasha, we talked about Purim already.
I mean,
So
that's
we
very
have-
interesting. I mean, KosherFest is in November always.
Right.
Think, well, what's November? It's right after the high holidays and no one's thinking about anything. You know, they're done with the holidays, but they're really preparing for Passover. It's a little
Passover,
funny to the...
Purim, and Hanukkah.
Yeah,
Those
so
are the
it's-
three holidays that were prevalent at KosherFest.
Yeah, I mean, people don't even think of that.
No,
They're just,
but they have to do the ordering, the businesses, the supermarkets have to do the ordering now for Passover
So they can
in
get the
in the
production
spring,
line.
yeah.
Well,
So
you
they-
see, even a month before Passover, the products are out there already.
Right.
I mean, you see them in the local stores, so
And of
obviously
course,
they produce them beforehand.
there's this yogurt, there's a lot of Greek yogurt that's very popular in the kosher community.
Well, it's popular in the whole
Yes, but
United States.
right, but especially, it's not devoid of, from the kosher
Well, that's an
community,
important
so-
point, I think, Mark, because, you know, people are aware of what's happening around them. They're not in a shtet, a little
Right.
town in the middle of Russia where they don't know what's happening in Paris. People know Greek yogurt is, you know, a big thing, and they say, hey, I keep kosher, I want to eat it too. So
So-
obviously the production follows.
And it's Chalav Yisrael, and
Yeah.
it's OUD, so it meets with all the requirements. So you want to try one?
No, you have
No.
some, maybe that's on a diet.
Okay, no, this is,
You have a whole,
Okay.
I told Mark you would be a caterer already.
there you go. So we got these little
bar mitzvah.
spoons, so you don't have to have too many, too much
No,
of it. But
it's
if you
too
want to
little.
just have, but if you
Where
want
did
to
you
just
get
have a
these
little.
spoons over here?
Well, they do, at KosherFest, they have more than food products. They have all the ancillary products that go
Really?
along with food. So
Well, for the caterers,
for-
probably?
For caterers and for people who put parties on, and, you know, so they have
So that's
these.
important to also.
Yeah, so here, you take a little shtickle, and I'll take a shtickle, and we'll go,
We'll be together.
ooh, yeah,
Ooh.
okay, there you go.
See what I have? See a bracha.
Mm.
Bracha Torah Noel Hannibal Shakol Niyav Avril.
Yeah, one minute. Mm-mm-mm. Very good, very good.
You can have the rest. It's good.
It's good,
excellent.
and it's healthy.
But, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I try to underscore two things. Of course, I'm a rabbi and I care about kosher, but I know the kosher consumer cares about taste, number one, and the health, number two. And therefore, all these products are trying to cater to those situations where Greek yogurt's in. So, okay, here's totally kosher Greek
And-
yogurt.
And it's not just Chobani, it's also this company Norman's, and that, you know.
well, there's a few.
So, there's a few.
Well,
but
they're entrepreneurs. You know, if there's a market to be made, there's going to be people
right.
trying to make a buck.
Now, we have this Long Island iced tea that comes in lemon and Southern Sweet.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you like iced tea. I'm not a big fan of iced
Really?
tea.
But you're in Long Island, you come from Brooklyn.
I understand, but I'm not
All
a big
right,
fan
it's
of
not
iced
your
tea
thing.
unless it has alcohol in it, which
yeah.
is real Long Island
Talk about
iced tea.
alcohol. Maybe we should check out
Okay.
some of this alcohol.
Well, we're going to get to the...
All right, say l'chaim.
But this is dried ginger crystallized, which should be crystallized dried ginger, but, you know, this
But
comes...
this a candy. I
It's
mean,
a,
that's
ca-
what it
it's
is.
yeah, it's from packed by City Nut and Candy in Hollywood, Florida. So you can't get this around here, but it's okay, Parov.
Yeah. it's-
And if you
Well, you think in New York, you're probably in
you
New York
can't
City.
get this, they only sell the. I saw the owner,
Really?
and he said the only place they have this is down in the Hollywood,
Because they
Florida
don't have enough
area.
production?
So I said, you know what? I want this so I could tell the people in Albany what they're missing.
Why
so-
was that good? You tasted it?
But again, the sugars are
Because maybe they don't have
45 grams of sugar. So
too
when they
much.
say crystallized, that's another code word
For
meaning high in
sugarized.
sugar, you know?
But, you know, maybe they don't have enough production to send it up to New York.
Well, these are retired people who,
Really, it's
who
just
run
like
the
a
company
sideline.
and they're just, they're doing this in their
I
retirement.
mean, you think
so.
if you have kosher, that New York City is the place
But,
to...
you know, this is special. So let's get a close-up of this product here, and you could see the city.
Maybe if
nut
anybody
and
really
candy,
wanted it, they could ask the company.
You know. So I
Ship
I
it
asked
up.
him about coming up north, and he goes, no, we're happy the way we are. So,
You're doing too much. Then.
so that's it. It's Hollywood, Florida. Now, we also have beef jerky, which is interesting because you always see beef jerky when you go into this, when you go to a mobile station or whatever, and
Yeah.
they have the beef jerkies, but you don't always see them as,
Glad kosher.
yeah, as glad kosher, yeah. So the ingredients of beef, corned beef, seasoning, barbecue seasoning, brown sugar, celery, and juice powder. Very few ingredients. Sodium is 338 milligrams,
It's a lot.
and the sugars are only 1 gram, so it's low in sugar. If you like beef jerky, you know.
You can get your kosher beef jerky.
That's right. Get your kosher beef jerky here. And here's a beef and chicken stick of jerky. Yeah, let's get a close-up of this. There you go. How's that?
Spicy, whatever
Okay.
you want, barbecue.
And there's the,
I mean, really, that's why I try to overemphasize this. Like any almost like taste sensation that you can have in non-kosher, they're really mimicking it in the kosher area.
that's right, that's right. And now they have this, what's this packet here? Is that for freshness? It says do not eat. So it's like one of these white packets that you find in
The
medicine,
vitamins, yeah.
you know, that you,
Well, it could go bad. You have
so.
meat and that's not refrigerated.
And then they have this product from Nazareth. And tell me about Nazareth, because you were,
Well, Nazareth is a major city in Israel, but it's really, I think it's more of the Arabs, and obviously you see a little Arabic on top. So there's nothing wrong. I mean, the Arabs want to get it. I really don't know who owns this.
but on the bottom
Company.
there, isn't that say Nazareth in Hebrew?
Yeah, the last
The
word.
last
the
word,
one on
yeah.
your right.
Maharim?
Harum,
It's the name of the company, Maharim.
Yeah, Aaron.
And
From Aaron,
Nazareth.
from Nazareth, that's what
And
it
it's
is.
baklava, but maybe it's baklava.
I mean, you always hear, I mean, on the other hand, that, you know, there's so many tensions between Israel and the Arabs. But on
Right.
the other hand, the good side is you don't really hear, and obviously that's always with the press, even though you're a press person.
Right.
But, you know, when it comes to something wrong, they're always on it. And when people work together, the Israelis and the Arabs,
So now, since we're
you don't
still,
get too much coverage.
so we're still on dairy, and I wanted to show you.
Well, you don't want to mix the meat and the milk.
Right,
over
exactly. So that's why the meat's on this side, and the dairy's on that side.
There you go.
Okay, but here we have we showed this last year, Blue Isle
Yogurt.
yogurt spread, and this is really delicious. So this one is from this year, no, from last year, the original, and the blueberries from this year's KosherFest. So I want to open up. This has been in the refrigerator for a year, so I want to open this up and see
Oh, this is a taste test over here?
what shelf life it has. Okay, but it you know,
Yogurt's cultured, it should be good, shouldn't it?
cultured, yeah.
I mean,
Well, it's sealed.
so that makes it good. Still looks
It
good.
looks good. So a year later, it still has a good shelf life.
Want your
So
spoon? Here's your spoon back.
there's my spoon. Okay, so let me try it. And there are probably a lot of people at home going, "No, don't do that." Mm.
So you have a bellyache right on the
No
show,
bellyache.
although
No bellyache. So this is the. This
Still good even after a year.
It's still good. And that's what it looks like.
Look
There's,
how you're drinking.
yeah, I know, I'm dripping. So this has no, it's not for fault. There's no mold growing on there. So
All right, so that's a good,
that's a good product with a long shelf life. That's
There
what
you
I was trying to prove. So you don't always have to throw things out after a few weeks. It's in your refrigerator.
you know, Mark, I'm still waiting for the alcohol. You got a whole
Okay,
table of
okay. I guess we got to get to that, but
Take a napkin.
I
out.
gotta take a napkin, and again, these are party products that are given, you know, that they want to, promote. I don't know if it has to be kosher, but
I don't
is
think that
the
has to.
paper products have to be kosher? Is it?
No, there is no hexture on it either, but sometimes they do have in New York. But in any case, you know, like you say, they want to make, people are buying these things for parties, and so it's an all, put there. All right, there's
Okay.
that.
All right, so you want to get to the alcohol.
alcohol, yeah.
So let's get to the alcohol.
It's just very funny that there's so much alcohol there at KosherFest. Was there a good few producers?
Yes, yes. Okay, so first of all, I got to tell you, that this is tequila from Mexico.
All right.
Now, the woman who brought this over from Mexico, from Guadalajara, told me that she couldn't get a lot of bottles through customs.
All right.
So she brought empty bottles and filled them with water. So that's what's in here. It's just,
Oh,
it
man.
says it right here. Don't drink just a sample bottle. So, but she is going to send some real tequila.
All right.
So,
Maybe she
Now,
said to get the drug through the border, that would be
I know,
a little easier.
but
over
alcohol,
here.
right? It's easy to get the drugs, right? Illegal immigrants. Now in Troy, there's a bar called Bootleggers.
Really?
Now and the guy who makes these, the bootleg company, is from Delaware County, not too far from here, just a little west of here.
And he owns the
He doesn't own the
bar?
bar, but he owns the company here, and he made friends with the bar owner in Troy,
Yeah.
and they've been selling his product
Yeah.
because it's got the name of the bar
Yeah, so
on
it's
there.
like
So
homemade,
it's
like they
kind of
say.
interesting Jewish geography, or how they how we talk
Connect,
about this
wow.
stuff. So this is vodka and gin, and so gin is always good with gin and tonic. That's
Yeah,
right.
like martini.
That's it. So
I'm saying you're ready for Purim already.
I'm ready. I brought all these for you, Rabbi Simon. This is
so
all
you'll
for
have to
you.
come over and have a little party
So-
here with all our people.
And
What do you got now?
so this is a rock, triple. It's triple distilled, and this is from
Again, that same place, Nazareth.
Nazareth.
So I don't know who owns it, of course, but it does have a kosher
It says
symbol on
product
it.
of Israel twice. Oh, in one language and another. Okay. So it has a kosher symbol. So why would this have to have a kosher symbol? Because it's pure
Grape.
grape and anisette
So you have to be sure about
and
the grapes.
aniseed. But it tastes like, if you ever tasted ouzo, that's what this tastes like, ouzo. And that's because of the anisette in there, aniseed. And then this is pure, this is also, so just one green
Different,
and one blue. There must be a difference in this, but anyway, this is the
We're not going to
close-up.
taste test it right now.
Unless you want to, I got
No.
little cups if you and then, of course, I always bring extra bottles of Moses products. I really like the
Wine?
The
This is
wines, yeah. We brought Moses vodka one year when they had a clear bottle and they had the picture of Moses in the back, and but
you have
anyway.
a picture here? Here
Yeah.
they have Moses receiving the Ten Commandments? or-
Right. So that's what this is, and it's really good red wine.
All
So,
right.
and it's a whole collection. So it says sample only, but that's okay. It's real wine in there. And then we got. I thought this was a pièce de résistance, bourbon whiskey. Bourbon whiskey, bootlegger bourbon whiskey.
That same company? the
Same
bourbon
company
one,
as
or-
this one, yeah.
Where's that made, in Kentucky? Or?
He makes in Delaware County.
Yeah.
And this is Drambuie, which is like an after-dinner drink.
Cheeky.
Yeah, Drambuie. And that's, they were giving out little
Bottles
little
of
samples.
Well, who owns that? Is that a Jewish business?
Drambuie, no. It's not a,
But they were.
but they were there. They were there.
This has a kosher symbol on it, the bourbon.
This is aged 21 months. It's bottle number 158. Roscoe, New York. That's where it's made.
Where is that?
Roscoe's in Delaware County,
Oh.
and right on the Sullivan-Delaware border. And in the Catskills.
So it's a local.
It's in the Catskills, yes, it's local. Now, they always make tuna, you always see tuna in cans with the pop top, right? Well, now they actually have chicken, kosher white chicken that they were able to manufacture to fit into a pop top. And that's unusual. You can take it for camping, you can take it to work, but this is the first time that they've ever been able to get kosher white chicken in a can.
That's excellent, but I just have to tell the viewers also, again, some people go traveling around, or even you go camping, so if you don't keep kosher, obviously there's restaurants wherever you can travel in the United States, even the world. But on the other hand, if you're a kosher consumer and you're in the middle of Nowheresville.
That's right.
I mean, you have to really take a lot of your food with you.
That's right. Like when the Jewish legislators go around the state for hearings and they can't get to a kosher restaurant nearby, they can always have the little,
Yeah,
they don't have to
so-
have tuna, they can have chicken now.
Yeah, so it's not just for a little dinner in your home, but
Right.
it's still you're saying you have to think of the travelers, and there's a lot of people traveling
Right.
around.
So this is, and this one now is a product of Italy, and it's, well, bruschetta, and they're crackers. So if you,
There you go.
it's got the OU, no GMO, it's parov, so it's very, very healthy.
Again, that's why I just keep on reiterating it a few times already, but just no salt, no sugar, no GMO.
Right.
You know, so again,
If the price was no, that would be good too. No price, you know, that would be good.
that doesn't help.
Why don't you?
Well, it's in Hebrew, so I'll help you out here. Uga shakat kafe, that this is just simply an almond coffee roll, or
Okay.
strudel.
So says coffee is coffee in Hebrew. This
Yeah,
is just the
cafe,
English.
yeah. You have to say cafe.
Cafe. Okay.
A
So
little
here's-
different, but coffee is
So
coffee.
here's the coffee roll, coffee bread, and
No, it's not bread.
it's
a
not
roll.
bread.
I mean, it's
You'd
a
say
roll.
mizonos on it.
Yeah, like it would
Okay.
be, well, we could taste that too, but I think it's a cake.
And then I wanted to
What
show
else
you,
you got?
they coat these pretzels in various colors, and for those who are
Like
Mets,
candy kind of?
right,
Like
right.
a
So
candy
they,
pretzel?
right, that's right, candy pretzel. So for those who are Mets fans, they could see that this one are the colors of the Mets, the blue and the orange. So that's for the Mets who won the division title. So
Pennant.
the pennant, with the almost the World Series, but not quite. And then they have the chocolate pretzels, which are pretty common as well.
You've had those? I've never had them
Chocolate
when I was a kid.
pretzels? Yeah, chocolate.
Chocolate
Chocolate pretzels are very good.
doesn't help your diet too much, does it?
Well, they're small, so you just you have a half of a pretzel or something, but you have a taste, a shtickle, you know? So this is another version of that. And then there's this raw fruit and nut bar, simply yummy. It's naked gingerbread. And I thought I'd bring that to show you.
Again,
how-
healthy things.
Yeah, healthy.
Oh, people are into
Now,
health nowadays.
let me ask you, we have this toothpaste here from Springene. And why does toothpaste have to be kosher? What's
Well,
your,
there's 2 points to this. One, again, really, it doesn't have to be because it only has to be kosher that's edible. Now, you don't eat toothpaste. On the other hand, there's the big other hand, it is going in your mouth and some of it,
you
you
could
know.
swallow?
Yeah, it's going to be down, yeah, it's going to be swallowed. And if it's, again, made with a glycerin, with a pig product, you don't want that even coming into your system. So again, many Orthodox and kosher people will just use your regular toothpaste and there's no problem with it because again, it is not a food product. It's unedible. On the other hand, people want to be very strict. And therefore, I don't know, so a lot of people also, you know, again, they're very natural. Again, that's a very natural product that they don't want to have any animal.
Well, this is made from black seed oil, and which is unique. And apparently there are unique benefits of black seed oil because they say it on the label. So, so if it says it on the
Well,
label,
that's what I'm saying. People are
you'll
very, very
love
natural
the way your
now.
mouth feels. They're very much into promotion with this. So this is a new product made in the USA, and it's a new product, and I just
It's
thought I would
kosher.
share that with you. As we wind down here, I just wanted to show you about some cheeses. Rich hoppy aroma double ale cheddar, Vermont handcrafted vegetarian. And it's OUD kosher, so this is,
That's good. I mean, again,
And
I
this
said
is
about the
from-
10th time I said it, but just any kind of taste sensation, you want a special, not just old American cheese.
it's
but
from
you
the
want
cheese
something
guy,
thecheeseguy.com.
thecheeseguy.com. You can get all these cheeses from thecheeseguy.com. So that's where you can,
A lot of times people will ship it out. I mean, I know
They
we're
will.
in
Oh,
the Capital
absolutely.
District.
Absolutely.
And it's a little difficult to get all these products. So you can get a lot of products, but not all of them.
Right, exactly. So,
A lot of people will ship it out.
and then continuing with our healthy diet, you got raw trail mix, which is always popular. And they also are from the City Nut and Candy Company from Hollywood, Florida. So
They
if you
do a lot of
want,
it.
I guess you could get them via email or, contact them. And
Or go down to Florida for the
Well, go
winter.
down.
and
It's a
have
good
to-
excuse to go down to Florida for the
I
winter.
need a few.
A lot of
down
snowbirds go, there. So I just wanted to also, these are from Green's Homestyle. This is, Green's, right? That's
Yeah,
a popular
sure.
product, popular brand name.
Just don't
Cheese
make the
swirls. I mean, wow, talk about calories. But anyway, they are delicious, and they're delicious for a reason because they're very high in calories. But, but anyway, carbs, and more carbs.
But the bagels are.
And then we got the bagels. Now we also have here tomato pasta and crushed tomatoes. These are new products from a company called Tal. And they also
Where are they
have,
made? Do they say where these things are? Because,
made in Israel.
I mean, you can obviously get tomato paste that's kosher, made in America, a regular old brand in your supermarket. But,
And
you
can
know,
you
if you
get
want to support Israel also.
can you get onion soup base? And can you get onion? This is kosher onion soup base.
There's kosher products made in.
And
America,
here's
you
chicken
can get
flavored
that.
soup base.
A lot of people like actually supporting Israel products.
Products.
'Cause- So that's something
So
special
maybe we can get a
also.
close up of these products, and then I think we're going to have to wrap it up. But
Have a beer, a
have a
l'chaim
beer.
over
Here's
here.
a Malka Pale Ale, and
Well, you can have a whole,
Here's
like I said,
a
a bar mitzvah meal here.
Malka Dry Stout.
This is from Israel. These are Israeli. Where are they made?
Brewed by Malka Brew. Yeah, Yehion, Israel. Or,
All right, in Israel.
Yeah, in Israel. And here's a blonde ale. We all like blondes, right?
Yeah.
That's a blonde ale. So that's it for our show. And I hope that everyone got a sample.
Can I invite everybody to the bar mitzvah party that you're making
There
tonight
you go.
over here,
There you
Mark?
go.
Over here.
Well, it depends when this airs, when tonight is. So, but anyway, you can certainly invite them to Hanukkah at the Four Corners
Right.
on December 6th.
All right. Thank you for showing Kosher Fest. I think it's important for our viewers to see that it can be good tasting and healthy and keep kosher at the same time.
Right. Okay. So this is KosherFest 2015.